I'm Greg Reed, Utility Superintendent for the City of Kent.
And I'm Heather Thomas with Public Works Engineering. We're here today to show you ways that you can fill sandbags, how to properly pass them from person to person without injury, and how you can protect your home or business. The best way to fill sandbags is actually a three-person team. So you'll have one person that holds the bag, one person does the shoveling, and the other person ferries the bags back and forth, hands the next bag, and then takes the filled bag to the pallet. So teams of three works best for that. So we'll go ahead and have them demonstrate how to fill the bags.
One of the important things when you're filling sandbags is to don't try to overfill the shovel. As you're holding it, that shovel can make contact with your hands. Your thumbs, your fingers, they can get hurt and they can get sore. It's much easier and much more accurate to slow down a little bit, take a little bit lighter load. You know, and also, anybody filling the sandbags will last a lot longer taking a smaller load than if they were to fill that shovel right to the tip top. There are other ways to fill these bags. They've used cones, they have scoops. We're doing it the original way. Now, as we're filling this bag, normally you'll only want to fill it to about a half, a 2/3 full. The reason being is if you get it too tight and you have to bunch it at the top, it creates a rounded area here, and the bags don't butt and seal tight together when you have this type of filling operation. Where if you just take and flap them over, slam them down, they're nice and flush. They make good butt joints, so the sandbags fit really nice and tight together. So really, this is a new method. Skip the tie-in, fold it over, and we're going to set them just like this.
Okay, real quick, we're going to go over the proper ways to pass sandbags. It used to be that you'd have a sandbag and you'd twist to the next person and hand it over. They found that that's where most of the back injuries are coming from.
So you're handing it forward to each other. Go ahead and move down the line. In lieu of turning completely around, instead of having that hard movement on your back, you're really just picking up and you're going forward with it.
We're at a house here in Kent showing ways that you can protect your home from flood with sandbags. You'll notice the entire house is not sandbagged, but we'll go through different locations of the home, showing hot spots that you can focus on with your sandbags.
Okay, one of the areas that you'll want to look at, you need to walk around your house, look at the foundation, the concrete foundation, and look for vents. Your vents are usually about 6 inches tall by a foot wide, but they do vary a little bit. Normally they're one of the lower parts of the house along the footing where your water can enter, get underneath. You want to make sure you protect your crawl space. Often people have heating ducts and things under there. So quickly we're going to go through how you might protect the vents along the footing of your home. All right, so what we want to do is start placing the bags in a semicircle basically around the vent to protect it. And you want to use basically the pyramid method. You'll take your sandbag, you fold it over, and then slam it right down in place. Once it's in place, you're going to want to step on it. Make sure that it's good and tight. And you just continue all the way around, stamping each one in place. And you can see how tight those are fitting in. So make sure that you do walk around your house, look behind any bushes. A lot of times these vents will be covered, so you really want to be thorough. A lot of the homes in Kent, they'll have a daylight window. Basically, we've laid the majority of this one in place. And again, it's in a pyramid position. You've got two on the bottom, one on top. When you want to make it taller, start at the bottom, adding that third row. Again, step them into place pretty good. it is really important to be very, very thorough when you're walking around your home. If you notice here, it looks like there's been a minor addition to this home and they've covered a partial vent. This could have easily been missed. And if you notice, it's really open and susceptible to floodwaters entering and going in under the house. And I show you this to really implore that you're very thorough when you walk around your house. When you check the footing, make sure that you really look at it closely and look behind those bushes. This was a pretty easy one to block up. And again, when you place those, make sure you firmly pack them into place. And again, if you need to add, you'll start on the outside, add a row, and just keep coming up with them. And it's fairly easy once you get your base started to continue to add them up. I'd like to show you another way that really works pretty well in protecting an area without utilizing a lot of sandbags. A lot of people have garages that you really want to avoid flooded waters going into. If you notice on this garage, we've tacked some heavy visqueen up against the wall. So we've got it tacked up against the wall, flop it down onto the ground, and basically where the ground and the garage door meets, you want to place the sandbags right up against that corner. And again, push them in, pack them in real well. But it's a really good way of protecting the garage. You want to make sure on the corners that you get a good seal with that plastic so it can't breach there. But this is a good way to protect those waters from coming into your garage. Basically creating a membrane with these sandbags up against that garage. An important part as you're doing this on the garage, if you want to extend this and continue this seam, you really may need to make sure you have some kind of waterproof taping. When you join another piece of plastic to this, make sure you get a good tight seam. This is one of your weaker points where water might be able to enter the seam. So when you put two plastics together, make sure it's a good tight seal on the plastic, and just continue right down your garage with the plastic and the roll of sandbags. This is a pretty good, inexpensive, effective way to protect your garage or your doorways. Okay, one thing I would like to mention is your front door. Now this front door is raised, but if you don't have a raised front door, you have a couple options. You can do the half circle around it to try to protect it from going into your doorway. That allows your door to open and close. Or, if the floodwaters are really starting to get high, you can go with the plastic like you did with the garage. Take your plastic, tack it up along the wall, down, flaps down, and then just take those sandbags and anchor it down into the corner. That's a pretty good way to protect it. The problem is you can't get in and out. So again, if it looks like we need to evacuate and the floodwaters are getting high, at that point I'd recommend the plastic across the door with the sandbags anchoring the plastic at the bottom.
We hope this instructional video has been helpful for you. If you'd like some more information, we'd encourage you to go to www.kingcounty.gov/floodplans. There's links to all the cities as well as King County, Army Corps of Engineers, and FEMA with more information. Thank you.